Hey, what's up and hello? This is the Chris Nicole bringing you my views on life, love, and the world of entertainment through my eyes. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on what time you are watching this live. Hello, crew. Hope all is well. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in. Hit the like and hit the hype for your girl. And child, we're back. Y'all wanted Belle Collective again. Well, you got it. We'll see how it goes this season. This is my review on Belle Collective Season 7, Episode 1. I don't know the title. I don't. Sorry, you guys. But yeah, we in Season 7, honey. Hey, Danielle. Hope all is well. Hey, Princess. Hope all is well. So, we start off with all the women all sitting down with production, okay? And immediately when the lights come on, turn the lights on, Latrice sits down and says, the bad Bia is here. And at that point, I rolled my eyes and I said, you know what? That just tells me everything even more that I need to know about Latrice. This is a role for her, okay? Unless y'all telling me she walking around Jackson, Mississippi with that stank attitude as if she's the baddest BI there, it seems to me that she's playing a role. That's why her eyelashes blink 50,000 miles per hour, blinkety blink, 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 blink every time she talks when she's in front of the camera, because she's trying to act and it's failing. It's failing badly, okay? I swear I get anxiety every time she is on camera because she keeps blinking. Blinking, not the regular blinks like us. Like, I mean, you've seen it, 50,000 miles per hour. But with that being said, one thing I do know is, Letitia, you said last season, the last reunion, all is fair at this point. So you better bring some receipts on Latrice so she can be humbled. Like, seriously, like you were saying all is fair, right? All is fair, right? Okay, then we better get some receipts on allegedly Miss Ike and Tina of Jackson, Mississippi. Allegedly. We better have some receipts this season. Now, with that being said, the ladies are saying it is so hard for Letitia and Latrice, like them going back and forth as far as the beef is concerned. And, you know, they're just trying to be in the middle. They don't know where it stands. Like, they're just tired of all of the back and forth. And I'm like, I don't know why. I don't know why you guys are so nervous about the situation. They was fake friends. Like, I don't understand why people thought that was a genuine friendship. Okay. I don't get it. I feel like they had an alliance with each other and they had an alliance to attack others, and now they're just attacking each other. Now, I will say that I feel like Latrice is the biggest snake of all, because I think in Letitia's mind, she was like, look, we can attack others, but we gonna have loyalty towards each other. She don't realize that Latrice, like Marie said, is the biggest snake, and she gonna snake anyone to get what she needs to get out of the situation. With that being said, Latrice says Letitia is mud on the ground to her, honey. Says she is mud on the ground. She's blocked from all contact, social media, because you know blocking people on social media is like this big epic thing, right? So she's like, all contact is done. All right. So with that being said, I was like, okay, Latrice, maybe I'm confused, but what did Letitia do to you? I'm confused, but you know, a lot of people who do dirt always like to play the victim. You know, that's that scamming fraud type of mentality. Like, they will sit up there and do the most grimiest things and then play like you are the one who's the problem. Now, y'all let me know what Miss Letitia did to her. I don't know, but she made it seem like, you know, oh, well, she's gone. Like, she doesn't exist in my world. So, of course, we start off with every season with Letitia, because, of course, she is the head honcho, at least for now, when it comes to this show. Okay, look. One thing I will give her, this was a wig / weave. The lace front, the lace at the top was really lacing this time. It looked so natural. That part looked so natural. Whoever did that, Letitia, keep it. It's just the freaking outfits, though. Like, is that polyester? I don't understand who her stylist is. I don't know if it's her shape. I just don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. But I've never seen Letitia in an outfit where I'm just like, dang, that's so cute. That's so hot. I just feel like she looks uncomfortable. She looks stuffed. And then it definitely doesn't help that she has a belly. She's a part of the big belly committee. And I got a belly too. And I'm not about to sit up there and have no freaking belt wrapped around my stomach like that. Just brings more attention to your stomach. Anyways, let me move on. So with that being said, child, she starts off with this low budget ghetto talk show, honey. They literally had the nerve to say, we need to hurry up because the star is coming soon. And I said, oh, we got a special guest or something. I didn't think they was talking about Letitia being a dang on star, child. When I tell you this whole backdrop, this banner they had in the back, this whole studio setup, garbage. Garbage, okay? Let me tell y'all something. JJ and Willie had a better setup with their little couples talk show that they had. That was a way classier professional setup than what Letitia has. Look, let me tell y'all something. I don't know what's going on with Letitia. Letitia gives me vibes. Now, don't get me wrong. I hear Latrice is also from the hood too. I think Letitia's also from the hood. I know they both from the country, but I hear like they didn't come from a silver spoon in their mouths. I just feel like Letitia, she tries to keep up with the Joneses, but she just epically always fails. Sorry, my opinion, but it just seems like every time she tries to get it right, it just seems to be off. Meanwhile, Latrice, at least she looks the part. And I don't know if it's because she's younger and she's been around other people who may have just been like in that upper echelon, like that creme de la creme, like crew, or she just did enough social media research. She looks the part. She don't act the part, but she at least looks the part. I feel like Letitia is an epic fail on the look department and the act department. It never hits. It's always a miss. So during this freaking talk show, honey, she said this has been on her bucket list. It's a dream of hers. She can't be Oprah. She don't want to be Oprah, but she'll be Oprah's niece. And I said, child, you can't even be Oprah's dog. Like, let's keep it real here. Like, this is not giving, like, are you doing a YouTube? Maybe doing a YouTube or like, your own thing that you're going to do on your Instagram, Tubi, because this ain't it. So her first guest, of course, is someone from Huntsville. I think that's one of the Scott wives. I believe I saw her in the first season when I actually tried to watch the show. She just looks totally different now, but it just doesn't come off natural. Letitia sounds like she's talking from a script. It just seems very fake and, but hey, if that's what she wants to do and she can make it, by all means, do your thing. I personally feel like this is a part of a storyline. I still don't know, still to this day, what the hell she does. She just seems like to be a jack of all trade, a master at none. But with that being said, she talks about Glenn. She talks about Glenn, okay? And it's the same old, and I'm over it, all right? And she says that she is trying to get her own financial stability. And I'm like, good, finally. That's a very smart move for you, ma'am. That's a very smart move. Meanwhile, Marie Monroe talks to her daughter, Zuri. And Zuri said, she's like, Zuri, you look like you was kind of disturbed last night. She said, well, my high booty, tight pants daddy popped up out of nowhere last night. And she was a little disturbed by that, I guess. And so Marie says, well, let me just be honest with you. I gave your father another chance. And I told him, like, my absolutely deal breaker was you cannot talk to any other women. You can't do that. And lo and behold, he was still talking to his ex, which clearly wasn't an ex. It was probably just, him having multiple women. And then Marie gets emotional. And I'm like, girl, what? Like, this just shows you that just because you have degrees doesn't make you emotionally mature, doesn't make you have a lot of common sense, doesn't mean that you're not going to be straight up stupid, because you knew he was a cheater. Hell, literally the last season when you was giving him a perm on his beard or dyeing his beard or whatever the hell you was doing, you was talking about that type of situation because you was saying how he had too much access. You knew he was a cheater. A cheater will always be a cheater. Why did you even waste your time? You better go get that white boy. What was his name? Martin. You better go get him. But then again, he was playing games too, apparently. Didn't he still have a wife or something that he was separated from? Marie, you just have bad choices when it comes to men. Great businesswoman, for sure. I would have to say you probably the highest paid on this show, real talk. Like, and doing it on your own. But when it comes to the man department, garbage, horrible. And the mere fact that what are you even seeing Cedric in the first place? Like, that man switches his booty more than you do. And the tight pants, like, it's a denial. It's just you can't do it. So at that point, Zuri's just kind of looking at her and like, oof, okay, my daddy's a fool. Like, my daddy, you know what I'm saying, playing games, which is, is very interesting to me. How you do have men like that who have daughters and they're willing to treat their mothers that way, but would literally go head to toe with the man who treats their daughters that way. Do y'all find that weird? Like, I would say the first example of showing your daughter how to be treated is how you treat the mama. And yet you treat the mama any kind of way, but you would have an issue with a man treating your daughter that way. Men sometimes are weird. I guess then again, they're not men, maybe just because they're boys. But anywho, with that being said, she's crying and I don't feel bad for her. Sorry, Marie. I don't. You knew what you was dealing with in the first place. So anywho, Glenn the Grinch and Letitia meet up with a counselor who I think his name is Steve, and he doesn't look married. I mean, he don't have a ring. Maybe he can't fit it anymore. I don't know. Maybe he is married. But let me ask y'all, for those who are married or plan to get married or whatever the case may be, you feel like when you have couple counseling, marriage counseling, do you feel like the counselor has to be married also? Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. But anywho, with that being said, Letitia comes in, child, wearing this tight mini skirt. And I don't know if she feels like wearing tight clothes makes her look smaller. It doesn't, especially not for TV. It makes you look bloated. But, she always got these tight fitted pants on and skirts and everything else. And it looks like she can't even close her legs. Meanwhile, Glenn doesn't like the fact that Letitia is Miss Independent. Okay. He can't stand the fact that she is independent. And so the counselor's like, well, hold on. Why can't she love you and be there and be a wife to you, but still have her own independence? And he's like, you can't do both. There's no way that you can do both. Now, I personally feel like he was saying in general, all women can't do that. Now, he could have just been saying it when it comes to Letitia, but I felt like in his mind, a woman is supposed to just stay in her place while he works and she stays at home. But here's the problem, Glenn. Let me teach you something and all the other dumb fools out here. Women want to feel protected. We want to feel protected emotionally. We want a man to guard our hearts, our minds, listen to our wants and needs, and also be protected financially, provider, protector. But once you cheat, and not only just cheat once, but multiple times, yeah, most of that protection that a woman thought she had, it's gone. Okay, it's gone. It's completely gone. So at the end of the day, she doesn't trust you in that department anymore. So the only thing she has that she knows that she could trust you on, at least now, is the financial part. You wanted her at home to just control her while you did what you wanted to do. While she was staying at home thinking you guys were a unit and she was holding you down out of love and respect. But once you cheated on her, the respect was gone. Everything was gone. She probably doesn't respect you anymore. And I would say it's in and out when it comes to love. And at the end of the day, he said, well, I feel like she's trying to get herself stable and get herself together so she could eventually, jet and be out. Maybe. You pay the bills for now while I stock up and save money. And if you act a fool once more, or better yet, I don't even care at this point. I can sit up there and get my own house, take my son, and leave you in the dust. But I just don't understand how you have this mentality where you could do all of the things you've done to her, embarrass her, cheat on her, and you really feel like that now she's really going to stay in the house and just be at home. Absolutely not. She doesn't feel protected anymore. She doesn't feel guarded anymore. So she's going to do what she needs to do to protect herself, because you lost that a long time ago, sir. She valued you for a very long time. And honestly, she should have never valued you for that long, because there's apparently, allegedly, multiple cheating scandals. One where they thought the baby came out of the situation. So get the heck up out of here. And so his mentality is, I want her home and I want to be able to sit up there and just provide for her, and she don't do nothing. Sorry. Especially with her now being on this show. Now, I don't know how much money she makes off of this show, and I don't know if any of these so-called side hustles is making a lucrative business for her. But at the end of the day, she better stack these checks that she's getting from this show. She better stack them. She better stack everything she can, because in my personal opinion, Glenn ain't no good. He's never been no good, but she had no choice but to deal with him for a very long time because he was the financial protector. She said what in the last reunion that at one point when she tried to leave, she only had what, $4 in her account? That's insanity. So right now, nothing else is keeping her there but the financial side. At least that's my opinion, if this storyline is true. But I have a feeling to a certain extent it's true, because I don't think she's that good of an actress just to cry on cue like that. I don't. When it was asking her, does she still want to be married, she cried about that. I think she really is at her breaking point. And honey, break out and get the heck up out of there. Meanwhile, Latrice and her green-eyed bandit have a fake staff meeting talking about uniforms and red lipstick. And I said, them uniforms look tacky. You want them to have red lipstick. This sounds like a brothel, not a restaurant. Like, what? And the girl who was behind the bar who had on that freaking, what was it, a bustier? I said, what the heck is this? And they have to have on red lipstick, and you making men, you expected men to make sure they have on red lipstick. Men don't pay attention to details like that. Women pay attention to details like that. But check this out. We find out Latrice apparently had blood clots, y'all. And I mean, like, severe blood clots. She was saying that her legs swell up really, really bad, and found out that she had blood clots from her knees to her groin and even in her lungs. Even in her lungs. She had to go to ER. She was in ER for 4 days. She had to have surgery. I don't know if she had to have multiple surgeries, but she had to have surgery. And they don't know what caused it or where it came from. And I'm thinking in my head, ma'am, for you to almost have a life-threatening type of situation like that, where literally you could have been gone, the fact that you are still nasty and still stank and had that type of emergency, baby, that would have been a moment for me to repent, forgive all, and move on. But clearly Latrice needs to learn the hard way, because there is no way in the world I would literally have that type of situation and really still be having a stank face over Letitia and freaking Glenn. At the end of the day, even if you don't want to talk to them, fine. But to have that type of attitude towards it, it seems like you're very bitter. You seem like you're upset. Not to mention, we already know how she treated Aikisha and the type of text messages she sent to Aikisha. Very evil. This girl got issues. And if you ask me, her family got some type of bloodline curse. All of the tragedies that have gone on in her immediate family alone, I think that they need to do some inner work. They need to get some deliverance, because I think she lost both brothers, and she ended up losing her nephew. Like, she just got a lot of stuff going on. And then she almost lost her own life, but you still want to act stank. So at that point, they also talk about Carrie's birthday party or whatever the case may be, and, you know, wondering if the Bells are going to be there. And she was like, I mean, I know Letitia and Glenn going to be there, but, you know, it is what it is. Like, I ain't got to, you know, you could just say hi and bye and keep it moving, right? So I'm like, yeah, okay. Meanwhile, Carrie ends up going to this place called Sipsy, I think it's called. Looks like a nice little tea spot. I think she purposely went there to just promote her friend. That's it. That's all. She just went in there just to give her type of promotion, but then said she wanted her event someplace else. She wants to do like a 90s party or whatever the case may be. And of course, she's concerned about Letitia and Latrice because, you know, that's the big plot. Letitia and Latrice getting along at her party. Meanwhile, Letitia is actually getting ready for the party. And her friend, I think Shantae is her friend. She must be auditioning for this show because we've already seen her twice in this episode alone. So they must be trying to audition her to add her to this show so she can have an ally because, you know, Latrice is not her ally anymore. So Marie actually walks into Letitia's house and Letitia's like, well, what's wrong with you? Now, mind you, when she asks her what's wrong with her, we see a clip that's literally probably before that incident of Letitia being on FaceTime and Marie crying. So it's like, you clearly already know what's wrong. Like, production, I'm going to need for y'all to get it together. And so she tells her about Cedric, and Letitia's like, oh my gosh, Marie, I'm so sorry, but not to pry, but is Cedric coming to the party? And I'm like, girl, how you go from I'm so sorry to, well, is he still coming to the party? What the hell do you think? No, he ain't coming to the party. He better stay away. Meanwhile, Carrie is going into her party, and serious question from people who are from Mississippi or like some places down south that aren't really, how can I put it, metropolitan, like maybe Atlanta. But why have I seen a lot of these event venues in Jackson, Mississippi, and they kind of look like plantation houses? Like they look like plantation houses or like someone house that they actually just like built up to make it an event venue. Like y'all don't have like commercial buildings that look, I don't know, but wherever Carrie had a party, I said, that looked like a plantation house. It looked like somebody's house. But the party also didn't feel 90s to me. It felt low budget 90s. But with that being said, while they are actually doing the whole poetry thing, because she said it was a Love Jones theme, Marie and Letitia walk in, and Latrice is like, seeing Marie and Letitia walk in together with no man is not a surprise. And I'm like, meanwhile, Tambra, your girl, did the same thing. She walked in without a man. Mind you, we know you in a relationship, but for that man to be 20 years older than you, he old enough to be your daddy. The rumor around town is y'all ain't got the best relationship. Stop making it seem like you got a prize of a man, honey. Like, stop. So the fact that she said that, I was like, dang, Latrice, you know, again, maybe, you know, get your stuff together. But again, this is all an act for her. I guess she's the baddest BI, right? The baddest BI who had blood clots and almost lost her life, but still being nasty. Couldn't be me. But with that being said, the Green Eye Bandit and Glenn, they pretty much kind of talk at the party. And, you know, at that point, Green Eye Bandit's like, you know, well, I can't talk to you. My wife, you know what I'm saying, don't want me talking to you because you trying to blame us for messing up your relationship or whatever the case may be. And Glenn is like, well, you know what I'm saying? Well, I can't talk to you. Like, you know, you was like family. And Green Eye Bandit's like, you was like family too. Next thing I know, here go freaking Latrice acting like she Suge Knight. Like, let me holler at you. And Green Eye Bandit's like, see what I'm talking about? And I'm like, you know what? Green Eye Bandit Cliff, let's make this very clear. As many times that we have seen you on this show stressing to Latrice that you run this, you the alpha dog, you the man, and she don't run nothing. As many times that we've heard that. Now, maybe you're a little nicer right now because she had that situation where she had to be in the hospital for that long. But we all know that you have this I'm the man, hear me roar mentality. If you really wanted to talk to Glenn, you would talk to him and you wouldn't sit up there and have Latrice trail or tell you that you have to go. If you really wanted to talk to him, you would have told her, I'm about to talk to him. You can go sit over there because we have seen you be disrespectful like that before. So my guess, Cliff ain't really trying to mess with Glenn either right now, period. So then at that point, when Latrice and Cliff are about to leave, Carrie's like, well, where are y'all going? And she was like, yeah, well, you know what? I told him he could say hi and bye to Glenn, but at this point, to keep the peace, we gonna go. And Carrie's like, how about y'all just stay at the party for a minute? Did you do some poetry? How about you stay at the party for a minute? Meanwhile, Letitia and Glenn, Letitia's like, well, why you can't talk to him or whatever the case may be. That's weird. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is some straight up plotting, horrible plotting nonsense. But then at that point, they do sit down for a minute. We see Mike do a poem for, what's that child's name? Selena. Selena ain't really brought much. Maybe she's gonna bring something this season. Maybe besides, of course, the tragedy. Maybe she's gonna bring something this season. But then after that, we see Glenn, and he gives this little funky poetry, kind of like as horrible as that 1980s rap that he did a couple of seasons ago. But he says at the end, say that you love me. And then all of a sudden we get this random cliffhanger as if she's not going to say that she loves him. So you have all the girls like, why is she so quiet? Why is she hesitant? Why she ain't saying nothing? What's going on? Why she acting strange? And then the episode goes off. And meanwhile, Glenn is like, what the F is going on? She just gonna leave me hanging? Child, we know she gonna say I love you, or she gonna say something to the effect to make it seem like they still holding each other down. Either way, you guys, y'all let me know how real you think this situation is. And honestly, do you feel like this is going to be the whole plot, is Letitia and Latrice going back and forth with this passive aggressive nonsense? My thing is this. I'm here for it if Letitia provide receipts. She said all is fair. So let it be fair, boo-boo. I need to see what you got on Latrice. I need to see what you got on her to the point where it will humble her and shut her up. So if you got something like that, I'm all for it. If not, I don't know how long I'm going to last this season, but I'm giving y'all episode by episode to see what's going to happen. But with that being said, child, that was the episode. I would give this episode a D+. Wasn't that great? It wasn't that great, and there's nothing new that we are hearing. It's the same thing over and over and over again. We didn't even get a new Belle. Now, I know, I guess Letitia's friend is auditioning to be a new Belle, but it probably would have been best if we had a new Belle. I know Carrie came in last season, but she's not enough. She don't bring it enough. We need a new Belle. That's what we need. But with that being said, y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode. You said ain't no way you would watch this mess if I wasn't reviewing it. Look, I mean, at the end of the day, y'all already know how I operate too. If I don't get enough views, I may stop reviewing it. Time is precious at this point. So, but a couple people were saying, please do the Belle Collective. So I'm here. I'm doing the Belle Collective. Y'all definitely hit that like button, hit that hype button. She be doing she be doing too much. Who are you talking about, Latrice? I'm sure you're talking about Latrice. Yeah, Latrice definitely turns it on. Now, what I will say is that dress she had on in her confessional was cute. One thing about it, she knows how to dress up. Now, her inside is pretty effed up, but she knows how to dress up. So with that being said, you guys, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you on my next video. Toodles.